The year 1857 marked a turning point in the history of South Asia. The Sepoy Mutiny, as it was called by the British, erupted that year. It was a rebellion fueled by resentment against British rule. The mutiny spread like wildfire across northern India. It involved sepoys in the British East India Company's army, along with Indian rulers and the populace. Although the mutiny was eventually crushed, it had profound consequences. The British Crown took direct control of India. The rebellion also sowed the seeds of distrust between Muslims and the British. Muslims, often perceived as instigators of the uprising, faced retribution. This period saw the rise of figures like Syed Ahmed Khan. Syed Ahmed Khan believed in a different approach. He advocated for Muslims to embrace modern education. He argued for cooperation with the British government. Syed founded the Aligarh movement. This movement aimed to uplift Muslims through education and social reform. It laid the groundwork for the future political awakening of Muslims in India. The 1857 uprising was a watershed moment. It exposed the vulnerabilities of British rule. It also ignited a sense of Muslim identity that would shape the course of events in the coming decades. The late 19th and early 20th centuries witnessed the rise of Muslim nationalism in India. Muslims, once rulers of a vast empire, now found themselves a minority under British rule. The Aligarh movement, initiated by Sir Syed Ahmed Khan, had instilled a sense of identity and the importance of education. This paved the way for a more organized movement for Muslim rights. In 1906, the All India Muslim League was formed in Dhaka. The League aimed to safeguard Muslim interests and advocate for separate electorates. This demand for separate electorates, reflecting a growing sense of Muslim identity, was granted by the British in 1909. Meanwhile, the Indian National Congress, predominantly Hindu, emerged as a powerful force for independence. The call for a separate Muslim state gained momentum in the 1930s. Poet-philosopher Allama Iqbal, in his 1930 Allahabad address, envisioned a Muslim-majority state within India. However, the demand for a separate Muslim homeland, Pakistan, crystallized with the Lahore Resolution of 1940. The Pakistan Resolution, passed by the Muslim League, marked a defining moment in the struggle for a separate nation. After World War II, the demand for Pakistan intensified. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the leader of the Muslim League, emerged as a strong advocate for partition. The British, weakened by the war, finally agreed to the partition of India. On August 14, 1947, Pakistan emerged as an independent nation. The joy of independence was overshadowed by the horrors of partition. Mass migration and communal violence resulted in an estimated loss of millions of lives. The birth of Pakistan was a momentous occasion, but the nascent nation faced formidable challenges. The partition had led to mass displacement and economic disruption. The loss of millions of lives in communal violence left deep scars on the newly formed nation. The most pressing issue was the rehabilitation of millions of refugees who had crossed the border from India. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, revered as Quaid-e-Azam, or Great Leader, became the first Governor-General of Pakistan. He outlined his vision for a democratic and progressive Pakistan. He emphasized the importance of unity, faith and discipline. However, his vision was cut short by his untimely death in 1948. Jinnah's death created a leadership vacuum. Liaquat Ali Khan, the first Prime Minister, tried to steer the nation towards stability. He played a crucial role in framing the Objectives Resolution in 1949. The Objectives Resolution, later incorporated into the Constitution, declared Pakistan as an Islamic republic and guaranteed fundamental rights to all citizens. However, the assassination of Liaquat Ali Khan in 1951 plunged Pakistan into political turmoil. The assassination highlighted the fragility of the young democracy. The late 1950s saw the rise of military influence in Pakistani politics. In 1958, General Ayub Khan seized power in a military coup, marking the beginning of an era of military rule. Ayub Khan, seeking stability and economic growth, introduced a new constitution in 1962. He launched economic reforms that led to some industrial growth. However, Ayub Khan's rule also saw the suppression of political dissent and the concentration of power. The 1965 war with India, although militarily inconclusive, had a profound impact on Pakistan. It exposed the economic and political disparities between East and West Pakistan. The rise of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and his Awami League in East Pakistan challenged the political dominance of West Pakistan. The Awami League, demanding greater autonomy and recognition for the Bengali language and culture, won a landslide victory in the 1970 general elections. However, the refusal of the West Pakistani political establishment to hand over power led to a brutal crackdown by the Pakistani army in East Pakistan. The crackdown triggered a mass exodus of Bengali refugees to India. India's intervention in support of East Pakistan led to the 1971 war. The war ended with the defeat of Pakistan and the birth of Bangladesh as an independent nation. The loss of East Pakistan was a traumatic event in Pakistan's history. It led to widespread soul-searching and a re-evaluation of the country's political and ideological foundations. Section 5. A nation divided: Bhutto's reforms and Zia's Islamization. The loss of East Pakistan in 1971 had a profound impact on Pakistan's national psyche. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, the leader of the Pakistan People's Party, assumed power in the aftermath of the war. Bhutto, known for his charisma and populist rhetoric, promised to rebuild the nation. He introduced a new constitution in 1973 which declared Pakistan a parliamentary republic. Bhutto implemented significant reforms, including nationalization of industries and land reforms. He also initiated Pakistan's nuclear program, aiming to bolster national security. Bhutto's socialist policies and his efforts to assert civilian control over the military created powerful enemies. He faced accusations of authoritarianism and corruption. In 1977, General Zia-ul-Haq seized power in a military coup, overthrowing Bhutto's government. Bhutto was arrested, tried on controversial charges, and hanged in 1979. Zia's rule marked a significant shift towards Islamization. He introduced Islamic laws and made religious education compulsory. Zia's policies had a lasting impact on Pakistani society. He promoted a conservative interpretation of Islam, which contributed to the rise of religious intolerance and extremism. His decision to support the Afghan Mujahideen against the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan had long-term consequences, leading to the influx of weapons and militancy into Pakistan. Section 6. A fragile democracy: oscillations, coups, and Musharraf's era. The 1980s witnessed a struggle between democratic aspirations and military dominance. After Zia-ul-Haq's death in a plane crash in 1988, Pakistan returned to civilian rule. Benazir Bhutto, daughter of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, became the first female prime minister of a Muslim-majority country. Her election marked a significant moment in Pakistan's political history. However, Benazir Bhutto's government was dismissed on corruption charges in 1990. Nawaz Sharif, leader of the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz, came to power. The 1990s saw a period of political instability, with Benazir Bhutto and Nawaz Sharif alternating in power. Both leaders faced accusations of corruption and mismanagement. In 1999, General Pervez Musharraf seized power in a military coup, overthrowing Nawaz Sharif's government. Musharraf's coup was bloodless, and he initially enjoyed popular support. He promised to restore stability and economic growth. The 9/11 attacks on the United States had a significant impact on Pakistan. Musharraf aligned Pakistan with the US-led war on terror. Musharraf's decision to side with the US had far-reaching consequences. Pakistan received billions of dollars in aid but became a target of terrorist attacks. Musharraf's rule saw a crackdown on militancy and some economic progress. However, his authoritarian tendencies and attempts to stifle dissent led to growing opposition. Section 7. A new millennium: familiar struggles, democratic transitions, and Imran Khan's rise. The new millennium began with Pakistan still grappling with the legacy of military rule and the challenges of democratic transition. Pervez Musharraf, facing growing opposition, resigned from the army and held elections in 2008. The 2008 elections saw the victory of the Pakistan People's Party. Asif Ali Zardari, Benazir Bhutto's widower, became president. The PPP-led government faced numerous challenges, including a devastating earthquake in 2005, a resurgence of militancy, and a struggling economy. Despite these challenges, the PPP government completed its term, marking a significant milestone in Pakistan's democratic journey. The 2013 general elections saw a historic victory for Nawaz Sharif's Pakistan Muslim League, Nawaz. Sharif's return to power after 14 years marked the first democratic transfer of power in Pakistan's history. His government focused on economic development and tackling energy shortages. However, Sharif's third term was cut short. He was disqualified by the Supreme Court in 2017 on corruption charges. His disqualification paved the way for Imran Khan, a former cricketer turned politician, to rise to prominence. Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf had emerged as a strong opposition party, capitalizing on anti-corruption sentiment and promising change. Section 8, an uncertain future, recent turmoil, economic challenges, and the road ahead. The 2018 general elections brought Imran Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf to power, marking a significant shift in Pakistani politics. Khan, campaigning on an anti-corruption platform and promising to create a Naya Pakistan, enjoyed considerable popularity. His victory was seen by many as a break from the traditional dynastic politics of the PPP and PMLN. Khan's government focused on social welfare programs, economic reforms, and a more independent foreign policy. However, he faced criticism for his handling of the economy, rising inflation, and accusations of authoritarianism. The COVID-19 pandemic further exacerbated Pakistan's economic woes. In 2022, Imran Khan was ousted from power through a vote of no confidence in Parliament. The opposition, accusing him of misgovernance and economic mismanagement, united to remove him. Khan's ouster triggered a political crisis, with his supporters taking to the streets in protest. Shehbaz Sharif, leader of the PMLN, became the prime minister. Sharif inherited a struggling economy and a polarized political landscape. Pakistan, facing high inflation, dwindling foreign exchange reserves, and a growing debt burden, turned to the International Monetary Fund for financial assistance. As Pakistan navigates the complexities of the 21st century, it faces numerous challenges. The country is grappling with a complex web of issues, including political instability, economic uncertainty, religious extremism, and a volatile regional environment. The future of Pakistan remains uncertain. The country's ability to address these challenges and chart a path towards stability, prosperity, and democratic consolidation will depend on the choices made by its leaders and the resilience of its people.